The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Guinea Conakry. Something beautiful is happening there. Something is cooking in Guinea Conakry. Guinea has decided to join the Sahelian leaders that enough is enough. Enough is enough. We cannot have the gold, the diamond, the oil, the cocoa, the timber, and we will continue to be in absolute poverty. That wasn't the reason to which he took office. He made a promise to his people that whenever they give him the chance to become the president, he is going to do something meaningful for them, change their lives. And finally, with the report that is coming, Mamadou Doumbouya, the president of Guinea, has decided that he's going to build a refinery, that what they call gold, what they call natural resources in Guinea, that nothing of theirs will leave that country in the raw form anymore. That we have been talking for a very long time as leaders. We don't want this. We don't want to do that. Always we do things in speech. But he has taken a step further to make sure that from now henceforth, there's a total ban. Everything will now be refined in Guinea Conakry before it is exported. They will add the value to their resources, just like the way other people are doing. We love our leaders taking bold decisions to change the continent. We know that we can do what we want to do for ourselves, but we cannot do them in speech. We have been talking for a very long time. We want to add value to our resources. We want to do this. We want to do that. That has always been the slogan of the African. All the time our leaders meet in Addis Ababa, in Ecowas, in ANC, in SADC, and all that they talk about is adding value, adding value. They have been saying this when we're children. Now we are getting old. The same song, and our resources keep living. So this man has come and said he has been mute for a very long time. Not that he has forgotten the promises that he has made. Finally, he has taken that decision to make sure that the resources remain in Guinea Conakry so that it will benefit the citizens of Guinea, just like the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are doing.
Guinean President Mamadou Doumbouya has just made one firm decision. On his gold, and yes, the chocolate is no longer causing. No, we don't talk to someone anymore, family. Listen carefully, its raw gold will never come out again. Without being transformed in his country, we listen to, carefully this speech, share it in all corners. All African countries should... See, this is what Sammy is all about. I say one, I'm in a hurry, I am eager to announce the news reach, that in all the corners by weight, that's what it's all about. I came to tell you a one truth. Not to consult you. Not to mention either tell you one state truth. The one that the Guinean people have been waiting for. And that my oath obliges me to hold we have built. The largest refinery in Africa in Guinea, which will be operational. In the coming days, Guinea will not continue to be satisfied with being a supplier of material first. For factories all over the world, it's over. First thing I will tell you that you will have to write down. Guinea will now demand la transformation de son or under its own territory, so the ore butt will not come out of Guinea. Everything, when you go produce in your mines, will be refined. In Conakry, the Guinean gold will be melted down. In Guinea, certified in Guinea, valued in Guinea before. To export it to international markets, the export of crude gold will be formally and permanently prohibited. Any operator who will continue to export raw gold, its approval will be suspended. His minor conviction terminate. Will answer for his actions before the Guinean justice, sans exception, without negotiation, without going back. Bravo, President. Bravo, this is a healthy decision. Yes, that's what we ask our leaders. That's what we ask our leaders. Instead of exporting raw products day and night. Worthless bravo. With what he is doing here, I think, Guinea will now be able to enjoy its north. No family pour this in every corner. Share this in every corner by weight. Is that what we ask our different leaders? Yes. We must transform our materials at home to give them value. That's what this is about. Non! Non, hey, 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 hey! When people will hear this again, their hearts will warm up. They understand why they are crying. Why they say no, Burkina Faso is now impacting West Africa. Yes, you see one little what happens?
That we have to change the continent, change the lives of our people. But the change will not come if we continue to be doing the old things and expecting different results. Our resources are taken out of the continent very cheap. And then they add value to these things and bring them back into the continent, ready market, because they have made sure that the African wouldn't do anything. We don't have the industries. Like one time, one French economist was saying that they kept in systematic systems to make sure you, the African, will continue to be exporting the raw materials in cheap form because their industries depend on these resources. So that they watch South Korea, and South Korea developed some 40, 50 years ago. South Korea was nothing. But Africa, they will never allow Africa. Because when they do that, their industries will collapse. So they have to make sure Africa will continue to be exporting the resources in their raw form. So the leader, Mamadou Doumbouya, is saying that he cannot join the train of doing the talking all the time. He has to do something different. And the moment you are able to control your resources, you have the power. Because under the system called the Mo, like Duma Boko, the president of Botswana, will tell us that it is not easy. The system will cripple you. That it's not like my good friend Traoré, that when he gets up and make any pronouncement, it becomes a decree. That when it comes to us, the system, you have to go here, go there, do this, do that. Before you finish, your turn is over and you have to leave office without doing nothing. So it's not because his predecessors didn't know what to do, but it's because of the system. So now that Mamadou Doumbouya has decided to remove the military uniform aside and put on the civilian attire, this initiative, will we see it yield result that we are looking for? Will we see it like the one we are seeing in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso? Because when it comes to these nations, they do not have any system that cripples them. They do their things based on what they think is right. Because democracy and their constitutions are no longer powerful in these nations. They decide what they think is best for their nation and for their people. We are looking for leaders that will take control over our resources. The day the African will control the resources, the narrative has changed. The narrative has changed. But until we are able to do that, we will never get to our destination. We'll continue to be where we are, passing slavery as an inheritance to our generations to come. Because what will they inherit when they don't control the resources? This is the chain the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are breaking away from. Like Nkrumah said, political independence without economic independence is meaningless. Today, the African has that so-called political independence, yet we do not have the economic independence. And that's why our resources, the prices are still determined by other people outside of the continent. We don't have a say when it even comes to our resources. And then we call ourselves independent people in this modern day. Africa is the only continent that our independence is still treated like the Guinea version of independence. And it all boils down to us, our leaders, to be ready to take decisive actions to make sure that nationalize the resources, add value to our resources in reality and not in speech. Because with the speeches we have heard from day in, day out, since we're children and now we are old, we are still hearing we will add value. We will no longer allow ourselves to be exploited again. Yet, the African is always been exploited by other people. So we are happy that Mamadou Doumbouya, the president of Guinea-Conakry, has taken a very bold step in changing the life of his people. That is very important. Change the lives of the people through nationalizing your resources. That is where our power lies. The day we will unite and take full control over the resources that we have, that ends it. And that's what people are fighting to make sure they will continue to put the African in fragments, divide and conquer. But we have to work against that divide and conquer and unite because our strength lies in our unity. That was why Nkrumah once again said, independence of Ghana is meaningless if it is not linked to the total liberation of the African. So until we are all united as a people, we will never get to anywhere. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world. In Africa, West Africa, in Guinea Conakry.